Hey, what's up? Welcome once again to Question Time with the BIRDIESAURUS. That's me, the BIRDIESAURUS. I'm so happy to be back filming another Question Time video. That's right, I have gathered all of your questions. I've put them inside of this penguin, and now I'm here to answer them. And let's get right to it. Do it to it. Do it to it. Question number 1. All right. Ooh. Oh, squishy. If the bass falls in a track and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? And that is from Mr. Weird Ninja, who I happen to know makes his own sounds all the time. So the answer to your question is yes, of course. Those questions are always so silly. Yes, if something makes a sound, it makes a sound. No one has to be there to hear it. Science. Y'all? Ew, that felt weird. I don't say y'all. It's a very Texas thing. I don't like to say it. Use guys. Science. Use guides. That sounds better. Next question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? And this question is from Tuba. I think that if I had to pick a singular superpower, you know what, that one's hard because there's so many cool superpowers. I would really like to be invisible because I don't like dealing with people most of the time. I would really like to be good at math. Is that a superpower? I feel like it would save me a lot of time. Flying would be really cool, but I also think it would be cold. X-ray vision would be awesome if I could just see through walls. I think maybe though, if I had to pick one, the best one of all would be the power to communicate with animals. I don't know if that's considered a superpower, but I think it would be super cool. Very Dr. Dolittle style. I really want to be able to talk to my creatures and they could tell me secrets. I could have like messenger pigeons. They could just tell me about the world and how they feel and what they think. And I don't think it would be super handy in my day-to-day life, but I think it would make me happier than anything else. All right, guys, next question. My hand's caught. The next question up is from Biscuit and pineapples on nachos, yes? Or like pizza, a violation of nature? Again, I don't care. Going back to that last time this question was asked, I really genuinely don't care about pineapple on anything. Also, I think nachos are one of those things where you're meant to put anything and everything on them. I don't think there's a bad way to make nachos. You know, you can have like Hawaiian style nachos, they have Irish style nachos, Mexican style nachos, or Tex-Mex style nachos, which is probably more accurate. What my ex-boyfriend used to call hobo nachos, which is like just potato chips with shredded cheese and Tabasco sauce, and then you put them in the microwave for like a minute and a half. So I don't think there's a bad way to make nachos, and that if that includes pineapple, then so be it. Next question. Wait, this one's long. Oh gosh, okay. This is from Tuba. This is another one of those existential questions. I just tore it. That's okay, I can still read it. Tied to a train track, there is a world-renowned scientist who is working to cure cancer, and on another track are 4 high school students with lots of potential. A train is running down the track with no sign of stopping. What do you do? This is one of those questions, I know they're designed to like test you and how you think and where your honor lies and all this stuff. I'm a super logical thinker, so my first thought is I would never be in that situation, so it's silly that I even have to answer it. Like, why would I even know that the scientists could cure cancer? How do I know that the kids have a lot of potential? If it were just like me as a completely random person standing next to a lever, not knowing anything about the people that were standing there, I don't know that I could do anything. How would I even know that I could turn the lever and what it would do? I just feel like there's too many variables. And I would probably just stand there. I never claimed I was like a good person. This question is from Magoo. It's a pretty solid question. Where the fuck is the ESO you promised me? For those that don't know, ESO is Elder Scrolls Online. I did promise that I was gonna start playing. I have bought the game both on PC and on Xbox, and I just haven't had time. That is a big game in a big world with a large learning curve, and I have not had time to do anything about it yet. I tried playing one time on my Xbox, and then all of a sudden someone started talking to me, and I flipped shit. I got so nervous and so scared I just shut the game off. And people think I'm not an introvert. Yeah, so I haven't tried to play it since. I just haven't had time to get into it. I'll get there eventually, I promise. I love you, Magoo. I'm so sorry. Our next question is, favorite beverage or beverages? And that question is from Shad. I would say that the thing I drink most is just water. If we're talking soda, it is definitely Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm a Southern girl, Dr. Pepper, tried and true from my home state. I love it. I feel really, really bad for any of you out there that still don't have the joy of Dr. Pepper in your lives. You're welcome to come visit me anytime. I guarantee I've got a stock of it at my house you can try. If we're talking adult beverages, I love Bloody Marys, but unfortunately I'm like semi-allergic to tomatoes, so I can only drink one or two and then my mouth starts swelling up. Gross. Beer-wise, I mostly drink, if I'm at a normal bar, I'll drink Dos Equis, but I do really, really love ciders. I would say my favorite cider is Texas Keeper, which is a local Austin brand and really, really hard to find in most places, but incredibly delicious. The Texas Keeper is pretty dry. Crackberry, which is another one of my favorites. That one's really good, but super sweet. And then other than that, I really like IPAs from craft breweries and things like that. I'm not really big on like Bud Light, Miller Lite, that kind of stuff. In terms of liquor, I'm a big whiskey drinker, especially Irish whiskey. Jameson is my favorite. If I had to pick a favorite drink, it's Captain Morgan mixed with something like an Angry Orchard. They're actually called Angry Captains. It's Angry Orchard with a shot of Captain Morgan. Those are actually kind of dangerous. If you saw my birthday stream from like 2 years ago, you would know what I'm talking about. I could talk about beverages for hours. I love trying out new drinks, alcoholic or not, and I have a million favorites. It's really hard to pin it down, but that would be a start to the list. All right, our next question is from White Ninja. Where would you bury hidden treasure if you had some? Definitely not so I know for later. You know, that's a great question. I can't say that I have any buried treasure at the moment, but if I had to bury it, it would probably be on like some family property way out in the country or something like that. Probably not at my house. Besides, it's too hard to dig in my ground. There's lots of rocks. All right, guys, our last question for this episode of Question Time is, from Mild, why is a baker's dozen 13? Are bakers stupid or just contrarian? That is a question that probably has an answer. I feel like that question probably has a generally accepted real life answer and you could find it on the internet. If I had to take a wild guess though, I would say that neither. I don't think they're stupid. I don't think they're stupid. I don't think they're stupid or contrarian. I think it maybe like, you know how you always have just a little bit left over once you make something? So maybe they always tried to make 12, but they had a little bit of extra dough so that they'd end up with a 13th. And so it just turned into a baker's dozen. It would be cool if that really was it and I just randomly got it right, but I actually have no idea. If I had to guess, that would be it. I hope that's the answer. Anyways, guys, we've come to the end of our question time video. It was an absolute pleasure answering your questions. If you want to ask me a question, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. You can find me on Twitter and ask me there at theBIRDIESAURUS. I will link my Discord down below as well, and you can ask me a question in our Question Time channel. We're that fancy. We got a Question Time channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Click that little bell, that notification ding dong button. Notification ding dong button, that's what I called it. And that way you'll get notifications anytime new videos come out like this one. I will see you next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.